it's Bree with Calafia Candle Co. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to take a moment to share with you guys my journey of the relaunch, which has ended up being a lot longer of a journey than I thought it would. So I just thought it would be helpful to some of you maybe, or relatable, I guess, to share what the journey has been like. I know I am definitely not the only one that has been going through something like this, so I hope you find it helpful, and let's go ahead and jump in. So what the heck has taken me so long to relaunch? Great question. It has definitely taken a lot longer than planned or anticipated. So let's kind of start from the beginning. If you've been watching my videos, you already know some of this, but back in November, I had completed a wholesale order of 150 candles, which doesn't sound like a ton, but when you're making the vessels yourself out of concrete, it just adds on a whole lot of work and time and effort. So that kind of opened my eyes to the concrete not really being the best route for wholesale. And I really had in my mind, you know, going into the wholesale market this year and really diving into it because that's kind of where the money is. And I really needed to grow my business. So that led me to testing other vessels. I first tested a ceramic one that I did like, but it was really difficult to label, so that was frustrating me, and I moved on. I moved on to these amber jars that I'm using now. They are the 9-ounce straight-sided amber glass jars from Candle Science, and I really love them. I think they make sense because I'm already using the amber spray bottles for my room and linen spray, so it kind of just ties everything together. But man, they are a beast to wick. Because they have a narrow opening, you really have to keep that in mind when you're wicking. So that is something that I kind of had to learn along the way, and it was just really difficult to wick this jar. Then I decided to make things more difficult for myself and change waxes. Feel free to judge me all you want. So I was playing around with other waxes. I landed on the Titan 511-04, which I was really loving. And if you watched my most recent video, it was all about that wax. Well, literally the day after I posted that YouTube video, some new information came to light about the wax. So it turns out the supplier was initially given the wrong information about the makeup of this wax. So originally we thought it was mostly coconut with a little bit of soy and palm and a small amount of food grade paraffin. Well, turns out it is actually half paraffin with soy and a little bit of coconut and palm. So that definitely threw a wrench in things. That to me kind of explains why I was having such a difficult time trying to wick this wax, because I thought it was mostly coconut. Well, it's not. And then also after sitting with that information for a little bit, I just kind of felt strange going from a more natural wax of coconut 83 blended with the vegetable wax, SP 487, to one that is half paraffin. I just didn't know how the customers would perceive that. And I don't know. I mean, I personally don't really mind paraffin. There is a ton of debate on whether it's bad for you or not, and I personally don't mind it, but I know there are certain people that do and certain people that have sensitivities to it as well. So that was another concern of mine, because I have had people in the past tell me that they love my candles because they don't give them headaches, and I just kind of was thinking about that as well. So I needed to try and figure out what to do, because I had a whole case of the 511-04 and I didn't want to just, you know, not use it anymore. So I took a weekend to kind of sit back and think about it, and I had a whole case of coconut 83 that, thank goodness, I didn't de-stash yet because I was planning to. And just kind of on a whim, I decided to blend 80% coconut 83 with 20% of the 511-04, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I laugh to myself, like thinking of everything that I went through to get to this point, because it kind of just worked out perfectly. Like, I don't think I would have tried blending that otherwise. So it really has kind of turned into a positive there. But of course that meant having to start wick testing all over again with this new blend. But I'm finally there. I've finally figured it out. and it is such a relief. Then to further complicate things, I was being very picky this time around with my fragrance oils I was choosing. I would choose one and then wick test it and decide that I didn't like how the hot throw was performing. So then I would choose something else, and that was just like a constant cycle of that. I really had in my mind of this launch being the best candles that I've ever put out, and I just put a lot of pressure on myself to pick the perfect fragrance oils. I tried so many fragrance oils within the last 4 months. I don't even know how many, but I'm really, really happy with the 6 that I've chosen. Some of them are blends that I created, but some of them are just great on their own. And I feel really happy and really confident with the ones I picked. So now I am finally at a point where I can start making things, throwing the labels on, taking the pictures, putting them on the website, all to plan for my May 10th launch, which I'm very excited that I can finally say I have a date. I had a date if you were following me back in March, and then that is kind of when the whole wax debacle entered the room. So that just kind of went out the window, and you know, it's a little embarrassing because I posted about it and got people excited, and then, oh, never mind, not launching. You know, it's just like, I've had people asking me, like, when are your candles gonna be ready? And it's just, I already have been feeling an immense amount of pressure for not selling anything within the last couple of months and not having anything available for people to purchase. And then, you know, you're hearing people ask you those questions, and it just adds on a lot more pressure, but we are finally getting there. So I am so excited. I cannot wait, counting down the days to May 10th. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of the times, whether it be on social media or YouTube, a lot of people like to only show the positive side of things. What do they say? Like, your Instagram is a highlight reel. I like to try and keep things real and relatable. So I hope that you guys found this helpful, and if you are struggling with something like this, you don't feel so alone. So yeah, thanks for sticking around if you stayed to the end, because I was blabbering a lot there. Well, that is it. The next few videos are probably going to be like prep work, getting things made for the launch. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.